Oh, hi there. Cello. Hey now. Hola. And ba weep grana weep ninny bong. However you want to say it, welcome to that Kev1 show. We're about positive vibes and, the train to where we need to go on this crazy apocalyptic train ride that we find ourselves on cosmically. It's your destination chat-wise for film talk from your favorite friendly neighborhood actor, me, Kevin Michael Watson. Check the creds. If you check my past, I went to Martin Luther King Elementary here on the West Coast, where I was a Class 1 dreamer after our graduating class of, 5th grade? 4th grade? 5th grade? Went to go on to have the highest test scores in the country. What did I do with my college fundage that I got? Well, didn't become a doctor or a lawyer. Went into theatrical arts. Something I probably could have just done without studying at PCC, some PSU, UCB off Franklin and Hollywood eventually. But yeah, it's who I always knew I wanted to be, and it's who I am with the human condition. Kind of stuck out at Martin Luther King, and I kind of had to make people laugh to fit in and not get in trouble. But it helped me, appreciate just people, all people at their core, really early on. So all the people around me that I choose to have around me are a patchwork of, anyone. They look crazy different, about all ages, sexes, races, and all that jazz. And it's really helped me with my creative endeavors. And on this show, we never stop booking. So we're booking all the time, and the guests we have on our first 7 shows so far are actors, directors, makeup artists, hosts, and editor-in-chief of an international circulated magazine, award-winning screenplay writer, and more. And you'll get some health tips from an very entertaining Scottish keto Guido, self-proclaimed, checking in as well. So stay plugged in, friends, and together we may discover, as the great Doc Brown said, where we're going and why. So without further ado, let's start the show. All right, and we're back with that Kev1 show. My next guest needs no introduction. That's if your hand's on the pulse. You've all seen him on this or that in a couple of blink and you missed it parts in some of your favorite films like Anchorman 2, DMZ with Rosario Dawson, so many things. But if your finger's really on the pulse of comedy, you know that when it comes to the art of film and comedy, he knows that it takes a lot to make a stew. I got on right now, the killer from Too Many Cooks, William Tokarsky. Welcome to the show, William.
Greetings, Kevin. How are you?
I'm doing...
innocent. I never killed anyone on Cooks. It just looked like I did.
Oh, that's right. It always kind of cuts away, VHS. It always kind of whoop, whoop, whoop. Yeah. Oh, William. Such a legend. That's got to be the role you get, recognized the most from, right?
Yes. Actually, shortly after it came out, people would stop me at the gas station and want a selfie.
Oh my God, that's amazing. Was it the first time that happened with that role, or no?
Yeah, it was cool. I still have no problem with it. I accommodate anybody at any time. It's fading now.
A little bit. Yeah.
Yeah.
But when you first got cast for Too Many Cooks, I mean, did you have any idea how big it was? I mean, it was obviously a huge, gigantic production with all those cast members and the sets and the running, but...
Actually, no. This was everyone that works that show were background actors.
Oh, wow.
A few with some dialogue had some experience, and just about everybody from it has gone on to some better things. But basically, it was a bunch of folks that Casper Kelly had worked with, met, or knew. A great deal of the folks were from an improv troupe here in Atlanta called Dad's Garage.
Oh.
And I've gone and worked with them since, and have some good friends over there now. But it was just an eclectic mix. Strange story, but it's how a lot of neat things happen.
Yeah, wow. So you're saying almost all of them, if not all of them, were background artists?
Correct.
Wow.
Yeah, I think I was the highest paid person there at $200 a day.
Oh my God. How many days did it take to shoot that?
Well, they shot principal photography in 3 days, and most people just came in and worked 1 day and left. I worked those 3 days, and basically after they edited it, sit in post for almost 18 months. And while they were editing it, they had to add a little bit. So if you watch the show closely, when I killed a tennis player, my beard is gray. Because it that much time went by, plus I hadn't put any color in it.
Oh my gosh, yeah. Oh, that's incredible.
And the scene with the black girl behind the door where I drag her away. Yeah, we added those later. And the funny part was, probably 6 months, I never got paid for that extra day.
Oh, really?
Probably not. Well, initially.
Yeah.
And then about 6 months later, we were filming some the next season of Your Pretty Face is Going to Hell, the live-action show.
Oh, it's probably my favorite thing of yours, too, by the way.
And one of the producers came up to me and says, "Hey, I never paid you for that extra day." He said, "What were we paying you for this $350 a day?" I says, "No, you were paying me $200 a day, but I'll take $350 for the extra day." And he wrote me a check for $350.
Oh, that's great. Yeah.
Yeah.
So nice guys do finish sometimes, you know. They clean up too.
Yeah, the show has opened doors for me left and right.
Yeah.
I am not really what you want to call an actor, or was not an actor.
Really?
I retired from the real world. I was drawing Social Security, sitting at home, and they were filming a lovely little movie in the area where I live called Get Low with Robert Duvall and Bill Murray. It is a great film. It never got national distribution, but check it out, Get Low. It's probably on one of the streamers right now. But long story short, I came to go see Duvall and Murray, mainly Duvall. And so there was a park right across the street from where they were shooting. And so I got to talking with some people that were extras that were walking up and down the sidewalk through the long shot.
Yeah.
And I says, "Well, hell, that sounds like fun." So I said, "I'm going to go ahead and do some background work." I think the first thing I worked on was something called The Odd Life of Timothy Green. But long story short, I kept getting bumped on shows because I have a unique look and I don't look like anyone else. So it was like, we'll use him, you know. And the first big show I got was Hunger Games: Catching Fire.
Wow.
I had a line with Jennifer Lawrence. The words were, "You want to get him killed," as she's breaking through the crowd to save her boyfriend.
Now, do you get recognized from that a lot, or no?
No. Here's why. Here's why. The scene was cut from the movie. I was a terrible actor. I didn't know about keeping an eye line. I didn't know about keeping a mark where I'm standing. Still, when the camera pulls focus on you. I don't know if that's the reason, but those are the things I didn't know. But I made $2,400 in 2 days.
That's insane.
Shot 2 days on. Oh no! What's insane is I've drawn over $7,000 in residuals on it.
Oh.
But the thing I liked the most is the first day I was working as an actor. I'm in this little honey wagon trailer, like where I changed to my freshly laundered wardrobe, which that doesn't happen to extras.
Yeah, no.
The production assistant knocked on a door and said, "Mr. Tokarsky, the director is having a pre-production meeting. If you'd like to join him,
awesome.
Woody and Jennifer."
Oh my God! So did you meet? I mean, you obviously saw him and they had to breathe the same air. Did you talk to Woody Harrelson? And
oh yeah, well, actually, I sat in a corner like a mouse and didn't say a word and just listened. I'm old enough to know that if you listen more than you talk, you do. But you learn more and people respect you.
Mm-hmm.
But at any rate,
Yeah.
it was great. I loved it.
Oh.
So I decided, I think I'm going to pursue this a little bit, and I took some classes. Or actually, what I did was I went out and tried to get an agent.
Mm-hmm.
And I'd gotten a line on Your Pretty Face is Going to Hell.
Mm-hmm.
And a girl that was on the show recommended me to her agent.
Oh.
So her agent, the lovely Janet Van Dyke, I met with her at one of these social get-togethers, and later we had a meeting about getting representation. And she said to me, she says, I like you and I will represent you, but I have one thing you have to do. You have to go take an acting class because I don't want you to embarrass me. And I says, that's a fair deal.
Yeah.
So there's she gave me a list of three places to go, and I went to a school in Atlanta called Drama Inc. And my instructors were Jason McDonald and his lovely wife, Kev1n. And so I just finished the second season of a TV show on Fox called Welcome to Flatch.
Yeah.
Did a total of 19 episodes. But guess who I worked opposite in the show as a recurring character?
Who?
Jason McDonald, my first acting instructor.
Oh my God.
So it's a fun circle.
Yeah, it's all connected.
I'm still not a good actor. If you notice, I don't say a whole lot normally. There's a reason for that. I suffer from CRS.
What's that?
Can't remember shit.
Oh, oh my gosh. But you definitely have presence and everything. You always get noticed. You know, I always like, well, it's him. Before I knew you from Too Many Cooks. Even I noticed you in this and that.
Yeah, I'll get noticed. That's pretty much the idea. So, and so I've just capitalized on it, and I can be generous as it would be. We've remodeled the kitchen and put hardwood floors down, and we call it the Jumanji upgrade. And just the Flatch thing is I was able to give both of my granddaughters an automobile. One's in college and one's in a family way. So
okay, wow.
It's fun.
Wow, very full life.
It's fun.
That's crazy.
I spent most of my life working in electrical maintenance. I spent the last 20 years teaching robotics for General Motors. So I got a decent pension, Social Security, smart enough that my house and cars were paid off. So, I'm not rich, but I make a little extra money like that. It's like, wow, we can do stuff,
Yeah, and you're living in Atlanta, right? Or
yes, I live in Metro Atlanta. I don't live in the city. I live just outside the city. And it's a great area, and it's growing. It is growing. Now, right now, everything is slow. Mainly the Writers Guild, And it has more to do with the fact that insurance companies that insure projects don't really want to fund them at this point in time until that's been settled.
Huh. How are you keeping busy during the writer's strike? Are there any super low budget, in support of the writer's strike, but like any independent projects you're working on, or just just living life?
You gotta understand, SAG-AFTRA says that we have a no strike clause. So if I'm contracted to work on something, I'm gonna go work on it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
But the idea is we can go walk the picket line with them and support them in any way we can. But like I said, most shows have slowed down.
Yeah.
Now, are you familiar with 48-hour film festivals?
Yeah, no, I've done a lot of those, yeah.
Yeah, I ended up doing a 24-hour film race just to get in front of the camera.
Yeah.
I used to have the mantra of saying I want to get on camera every day. Well, since things have slowed down so much, I've drained my bank account getting on the ATM camera.
Oh, my God. Oh man, yeah, I've done a couple. I did a few award-winning ones at Guignol Fest, which is like a horror film festival. We did this movie Pumpkins Attack, which won Best Picture. You're talking about the ones where they give you a premise and and maybe a prop, so you can't cheat really, or that's the idea, right?
Correct.
Yeah.
This one I was in. One of the premises was you had to count. So it was basically a haunted house, and my name was Trash Eater.
Trash Eater.
Long story short, in the end, I count a bunch of ladders, and then I ad-libbed a little bit from my days with the improv folks, and I saw a step ladder, and I says, I love my step ladder, and then I turned and looked directly in the camera and said, I never knew my real ladder.
Oh my God, that's brilliant. And so that premiered obviously, right? Like 48 hours later, or how'd that work?
It's going, it got judged. It got judged. It'll premiere at a film festival. Marietta, Georgia has International Film Festival every year, August, first few days, first weekend in August. So it'll be there. It'll be in that little screen.
Yeah.
It didn't win anything. I think it had more to do with technical end of it, but it was, it was like, okay, I'm not doing anything. So like you said, yeah, go find something to do.
Yeah, you got to keep that muscle going. I just can't stop. Period. Yeah,
No.
But yeah, full support of the strike. Like I did. I think what have I done besides this show since the writer's strike? I think I just did this movie that was filming in Portland, Oregon, Little Wing with Brian Cox. It was already written, so it was in full support of the strike and everything. But
That's
yeah,
not a problem.
yeah. Man, I really hope we get through this strike, though. I mean, it seems like it's going on.
It has to do mostly with artificial intelligence.
Yeah, which is everywhere. It's wild, right?
Yeah, used in the industry. So I don't know. I have always been a union man in the real world, REAL. I belonged to United Steelworkers for 15 years and to United Auto Workers for 25 years. So the first opportunity I had to join SAG after I did indeed join. But, they do an awful lot for us. So I will do whatever they want me to do. But you know exactly what I'm talking about.
Oh, yeah. No, totally.
Given the opportunity, yeah, right. But I'm just an old man in my second childhood doing play pretend.
I wonder, do you ever wonder or have an idea if you did act, if you had the acting bug way earlier in life, do you think you would have had as many roles? Because you have such a distinctive look. Like, it's definitely you. When I see you in a movie like Anchorman 2 for the blink and you miss it, oh my God, it's him, and then, or this or that, it's you for sure. It's not even just like a type. It's like,
Well, I'll tell you, I didn't always have the unique look. Lots of beer drinking and letting my hair go straight back instead of falling down over my rising forehead, or as my daughter calls it, my fifth head.
Oh my God! Yeah.
But you gotta understand, Your Pretty Face is Going to Hell. I started working as an extra for them. I got cast as an extra because I had high forehead, and they could put horns on it.
Yeah. Oh my God.
And then I keep my mouth shut, listen, learn, and inject when I think it's appropriate. So I've made friends, and I think a lot of this business is making friends, people that actually want to help you.
Yeah.
And go, and a lot of shameless self-promotion.
Yeah.
So yeah, this is what I do.
Yeah, I mean, in this show here, that Kev1 show is all about positivity and the arts and everything, and that's one of the things I love about film and the film industry, by and large, is it's full of, creating and positivity, and typically, nice people, move ahead,
Yes, in fact, the big stars, the big people, are usually nice guys.
Yeah.
I have run into no assholes on the upper end, as it would be. I'm a day player by nature, where I go in and work a day now. Sometimes we stretch it. I was hired as a day player on Jumanji. I had that one little scene.
You're passing out like I want to say I only saw it once, but you're passing out rations. Yeah.
And then Kev1n Hart eats my pound cake.
Yeah, yeah, pound cake, right? Pound cake. What is it?
What happened was we filmed from one side. A tornado came over. It didn't touch down, so everybody had to leave the building.
Really?
Yeah.
Like a real.
So
where did they film that exactly? Like in
downtown Atlanta, right near.
Okay.
Right off of Ted Turner Drive.
Wow.
There was an old Norfolk Railroad building that had a cute outer area around it that they turned into the bazaar with the arches and all that. It was just, they did a great job. But anyway, I filmed one side. We lost about 4 hours, and the assistant director came out and says, "Hey, can you come back tomorrow?" I said, "Yeah, I can come back tomorrow. That's another $1,000. Yeah."
Wow.
And because they bought one of the, or rented a camera like they do in the football games with a cable on it that can follow, and that's how it followed the people through the bazaar as they were running through. Overnight, the director wrote another scene for me and Kev1n Hart.
Wow.
Where as Kev1n Hart is running out, he's the slow one in the group.
Mm-hmm.
He stops, realizes I killed him, and like Three Stooges, he backs up, sucker punches me, and I go ass over teacups.
Wow.
So I get to work with the whole second unit. I ended up doing 7 one-day contracts.
Geez, so is that $7,000 or plus?
Actually, it was $11,000 because we ran some overtime and meal penalties and things like that. But it was great. It was great. Now, the scene was never used, but the original scene is what they used in the final cut.
Yeah, just the rations moment. Right?
Exactly. But big budget films are like that. They get to play. They get to do things, try things. Yeah. I'll know it when I see it, kind of thing.
Yeah. Did you know that was cut until you saw it? Did they tell you, or no?
No, I never know.
Yeah.
I worked as an extra on The Walking Dead for season 3 for the whole run.
Oh wow, I didn't know that.
I always turned my back to the camera so I could,
get more.
not burn it up. Yeah.
Oh my God, that's smart. Yeah.
Yeah. So I worked a lot, and so the very last episode when we shot up all the people and attacked the prison, I got to catch the main character. I can't remember his name now. And he was stringing barbed wire across one of the passageways in the prison. I pulled out from my left side. All of a sudden, I became left-handed. A 45 caliber pistol, and drew down on him. And as I'm drawing down on him, a sword comes up through my chest, and Michonne takes off a gas mask that allowed her to move freely through the area, because we had tear gas in there. But long story short, it got totally cut.
Totally. Wow.
Totally cut. Like a dumbass like me, I invite everybody over the house for a viewing party.
Oh.
So I learned that lesson a long time ago. Things get cut.
Yeah, that's one of my rules. Like for that and just different reasons, I kind of don't tell anyone when I'm filming, doing anything. I mean, I might say I want good vibes, so I'm like, oh, I'm doing a film project, but I don't tell them any specifics because I don't know. You never know, like what you went through, or what if I don't know, if somebody get fired or something. I don't know. You know what I mean? And then, hey, whatever happened to that Jennifer Garner movie you were gonna do, or this or that? You're like, or whatever. So, yeah.
Yeah. Matter of fact. I'm hoping I get to come back to Jumanji for the next one. I think they're going to do another one. But, and they like the little candy shop in the last one is in the little town where I live. So it would really be convenient, I could almost walk from the house.
Oh my gosh, it's incredible. And so, whether you met them all, right? You met The Rock probably, and Karen, and Jack Black, obviously Hart.
I spent a week with them all.
Yeah.
Oh, I'll tell you, I'm basically on set holding. Dwayne Johnson, who was a producer, and Kevin Hart, who was a producer, always had an entourage, and they're back in some trailer somewhere. But Jack Black and Karen Gillian, who's actually the biggest rated star because she's big from the Marvels.
Yeah, Guardians of the Galaxy. Yeah.
But long story short, I'm sitting there one day, and a bunch of kid actors come in, younger high school type, that are playing high school students. And I'm sitting there just chilling, and one comes over and looks, points at me, and says, "Too many cooks!"
Oh.
And I waved to her. Jack Black stood up and he said, "You son of a bitch." He says, I knew you from somewhere. Took a selfie with me, put it on his Instagram page, got about 15,000 likes. You know, it's just...
Yeah,
very nice guy, Jack. Actually, everyone on that show was very nice.
Oh, that's awesome. Because that's the way they seem, so that's awesome. Yeah.
Yeah, they got a lot of chemistry between them.
Oh, so cool. What was it like filming Anchorman 2? Because I remember that was one of the first times I was like, oh my god! And people were like, what? When I was in the theater after Too Many Cooks, and I saw you as the cab driver.
I was hired on Anchorman 2 to actually drive a cab round and round outside in the area.
Oh, literally? Like not even...
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, it was a 1965 checker cab with a carburetor that loaded up all the time. It was interesting. But long story short, some assistant director picked 3 of us to do a cab scene where they turned a little area into a studio and took the windshield out and set the camera and the lights, and they had a thing with red lights on it to simulate traffic, and they had an overhead light on a beam that went round and round, seemed like you're driving under street lights. It was a very professional setup. And Adam McKay, the director, was on an intercom that spoke with Megan Good and Will Ferrell that was in the back. And it was all I could do to keep from cracking up. I mean, they just had a ball back and forth, improvising, and it was quite entertaining. Well, there were 3 of us that did different cab rides. I had both of them. Another friend of mine had just Will, and I forget which one. And mine made the cut. The other ones didn't. So, sometimes you get cut, and sometimes you get kept.
Yeah, because I was trying to recall, because I've seen Anchorman 2 maybe twice, ironically enough, and I was trying to recall what other cab scenes there were, because I remember yours for sure, because and it's also the scene, I don't know how they filmed that order, but it follows that incredible scene where I was crying every time I see it. Where Ron Burgundy embarrasses himself in front of her family with his jive talk. Man. What was some of the?
Go ahead.
What was some of the improv that happened in the cab, if you recall? Or
I don't recall. To be honest with you. I mean, I'm just amazed when I see what they've actually kept on any of these shows. Sometimes I think, well, something else would have been better, or I don't remember that one, and they just go so fast, and they're filming everything, so, that's one of the tricks we did at Your Pretty Faces Going to Hell. They said, well, we're going to rehearse it, and we'll rehearse it, and they're filming the rehearsal. So, yeah.
Interesting. God, yeah, I love Your Pretty Faces Going to Hell so much. It just blew me away.
Yeah, it's a great show. It was a lot of fun. It was...
so many practical effects, too. Like, you get obviously a lot of green screen, but, I love that dog episode. All of it. Yeah?
First season was all location shots.
Really?
Second season was location and green screen. The last 2 seasons, everything was in the studio. I have no idea why, but I just, did what I was told.
And when was there a moment you kind of moved up in the ranks on Your Pretty Faces Going to Hell? Because I feel you were featured more later on, right?
Second season, I got a line with Sheila when I get the episode was True Love, where I get rescued by her flying in on a dragon. Colette was her name, and she's out of North Carolina.
Oh.
But long story short, yeah, they would write a line for me every so often, and I would deliver, but I'd still show up, and they'd start to focus on me more. I made friends with Dave Willis and Casper Kelly, so they tend to use you if they trust you. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, totally.
And Matt Servito, I think Matt.
He was Satan, wasn't he, in the show?
He was Satan.
Yeah. So good. Everyone that was so good. I mean, the lead, everyone. Safino, you said, everyone.
Yeah, and they had a lot of people through. I mean, it was a good show. It was great. I mean, I didn't work every episode, but I worked a shitload of it.
Yeah. How long did it take? How long was the makeup job on that with the red, all the red, the horns, and didn't you?
I used to set make. I'll send you my welcome or my. I want to send you my Meet William video, and it talks about that. But usually about an hour if you were doing it by yourself. If you're in an assembly line, they'll start with like the horns for everybody, and then move on down and. They spray straight red, and then they'll come back and do highlights in black or a darker shade of red to highlight your face. And they try to stay consistent with what they do to you.
Now, have your grandkids seen you in that show yet? It may be too adult for them, maybe, but it's a fun show.
Well, my oldest, I am 75 years old, and my oldest grandchild is 26.
Oh, okay, okay.
They've seen it.
Yeah.
My youngest grandchild just got his driver's license.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So, but I do have a great grandson that hasn't seen it yet.
Man, you got to be like the coolest grandpa ever. I mean, to these people. I mean, right? I mean, jeez.
Here's the secret to my success.
Huh?
I don't give a shit.
There you go.
If I get to do it, great. I get to do a lot of neat things. If I don't, you know what I mean? I'm okay. Yeah. I don't have to pay the rent with what I earn. You follow what I'm saying?
Yeah, this is all dessert, if you will, right?
Yeah. Eddie Pepitone on the Tortured Soul on Your Pretty Faces.
Oh yeah.
Eddie said to me, "Well, then it's all gravy for you." I says, "Yep, it's all gravy."
Yeah.
But at any rate, I don't get upset if I don't do anything, and I just do it my way.
Yeah.
And I have found the most valuable commodity is originality. Originality is rare in this business. So
now more than ever, too. Yeah.
Yeah, and I like to be an original. What do I like to drink?
What?
From you knowing me on the internet, I do the idea that I'm a dim-witted curmudgeon with a slight drinking problem. I'm addicted to beer. Now, whether that's true or not doesn't really matter. It's my image. So the role that I got booked on Welcome to Flatch, which has just been very rewarding. I've done 19 episodes. I'm cast as a dim-witted curmudgeon with a slight drinking problem, and they have fun with it.
Huh. Wow. Well, everyone's got to check that out. So,
Welcome to Flatch on Fox. It was on season 1, season 2 are off the air, but they're streaming. Season 1 streaming on
Hulu,
Amazon,
maybe, right? Amazon.
And season 2 is streaming on Hulu.
Mm-hmm.
My favorite episode is on Amazon. It's episode 106, and it's called Rest in Peace, Cynthia.
Okay.
My character gets catfished by a girl from Lithuania.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, they say there's no small roles, only small actors. And you just dominated as like king of the extras, and they're moving around. What's your biggest ambition? Is it to do more juicy roles like that, or?
My biggest ambition right now is a season 3 of Walker the Flash. We filmed that up in Wilmington, North Carolina, so it's filming in a vacation town at the ocean. What more could you ask for?
Huh.
But I do have another movie that hasn't been released.
What's that called?
The working title that I knew and that they advertised with is called Brothers. And it stars Josh Brolin and Peter Dinklage as brothers.
Huh.
The scene I do is Peter Dinklage is in prison, and I am his cellmate.
Wow.
And my Peter is getting released, and this badass guard by the name of Brandon Fraser comes up and releases him. Yeah. So it's an interesting film. It's got Glenn Close. And,
wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, I worked with her on The Shield. She was really nice. Yeah.
Yeah. Now, when it'll be out, I have no idea.
Wow, but it definitely will be. Brother, wow, with that cast. Wow.
And if my scene survives, I have no idea. I just worked a half day on it.
Okay. Huh. So no spoilers. No spoilers, just especially because it's such a small moment. But do you think it's pivotal-ish? Do you think what's your gut say? Does your gut say you think it'll really be in it?
I think I'll be seen.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure I'll be seen. Now, whether I get to complete some action or not, I don't know. But and that'll be obvious when you see it. But it's I don't know. You just never know what's going to be kept, what's not going to be kept. They were actually looking for my character when I got booked. In other words, they were still looking to replace me.
Oh, wow.
They wanted a person with special skills. Actually, the special skill was you had to have false teeth, and I don't have false teeth.
Oh, okay.
And I'm going to let it go at there because they're very, very strict on this non-disclosure agreement.
Gotcha. Yeah.
They have not shared the script at all. The only thing I'm telling you is you can read on the internet right now.
Okay.
And they didn't share much with me. I mean, I was just a day player. Peter Dinklage never left character.
Oh, wow, he's method. Okay.
I don't know what he is, but he never left character unless he's always like that. I don't know. Brandon Fraser had fun with me. He made fun of my character's role, And I photobombed. They had a set photographer taking some publicity stills, and they had Peter and Glenn posing in front of a jail cell, and I come up behind them and photobombed them. They never knew. The photographer just kept shooting and didn't say a word. So whether it survives or not, I don't know.
Wow.
So,
incredible.
But that's the type of shit I do for shameless self-promotion.
Wow. That's incredible. Oh. Wow. That is true. Brothers. Jeez. I think I looked that up.
I've just been blessed, that's all.
Oh. Huh. Do you ever want to write it all or anything, or produce your own stuff?
No writing, but I do like ad-libbing. I've always subscribed to the idea that we stay on book for the first 2 or 3 takes, and then after that it can go anywhere you want. Because all they can do is fire me. They can't kill me. You know what I mean? That's against the law. So I ad-lib every so often, and I've cracked a lot of people up. That's now whether I get bookings because of it or I lose bookings because of it, I don't know. But it's me.
Yeah.
Jack Nicholson said, if you have an urge, do it. There's always take 2.
Yeah.
So.
Ask for forgiveness, not permission, right?
Yeah. Matter of fact. So I had fun with it, and I seem to have made friends by it. Like I say, I did that in that little film festival thing when I added that scene at the end. Now, it may not make the final cut, but, you know, I was looking for my real ladder.
Yeah, I was talking with my tech earlier today because we're talking about, you know, you were coming on, and I was trying to think of all the roles I saw you in Blink and Miss. A lot of them were that like Tragedy Girls. I want to say on Netflix. I want to say that was on, and they were saying that you were in a movie that was really good and really juicy. Your role, I hope I get the title right. The Good Die Young.
Yes.
And they showed me a clip, and then I had to rush to get here to interview you, or you were like really intense, really, you know.
Yes, yeah. We have Savannah College of Art and Design here in Atlanta and Savannah. In fact, my son has graduated from SCAD, but he's into furniture restoration. Although he is a stage actor, you know, a lot of people that grow up doing community theater and become stage actors are really disappointed when they go to film because you do the same thing 27 times.
Yeah.
And it's like where's the acting? How do you own the crowd? You don't. You play to that little camera. But at any rate, where was I headed? I can't remember now.
The Good Die Young.
Yeah, The Good Die Young. So at any rate, it's a professor teaches at SCAD made that film, and he made it. It's on Amazon right now, I think.
Oh, okay.
But I got some clips on my Facebook page.
Oh, okay. My tech was either showing me. They must have pulled it from your Facebook or maybe your IMDb. It was somewhere.
Yeah.
You were threatening these two cops, and I was like, whoa! And I was like, whoa! Yeah.
The one guy cop is one of my acting instructors that I work with every so often. And the girl that's in that show is a mover and shaker. She's moving on up.
Really?
She's doing real well. But anyway, yeah, it's a black and white film, and I play a racist strip club owner. I liked it. It gave me a chance to stretch my real. I like to do comedy, but you know, it gave me the chance to try to do something different. I ended up doing a thesis film for another SCAD student where I was a racist shop owner. You know, back in the day. You know. But you know, it's a little part.
That came out really well, though.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, editors can save you and make you look good. I don't care how bad you are.
Yeah.
The editor, you know, if he's got enough film, he can make you look good.
Yeah.
I always try to find out who the editor is and make friends with him.
Yeah. Yeah, some of the where could we see that work though? That one that you're really proud of.
That is on Amazon. Good Die Young. But my clip is on IMDb.
Okay.
And I think it's on my Facebook page too. I don't know. But yeah, I use that clip every time I want to audition to be a Trump supporter.
Yeah. Oof, there'll probably be a lot of biopics and stuff like that coming out sooner than later for sure.
I don't know. I don't know. Casting is a mystery.
I'm sure they'll make a January 6th film sooner than later for sure.
Oh, yeah. That sounds like fun.
Yeah, it sounds like you're in your wheelhouse for that.
This TV show I'm doing, Welcome to Flash, Paul Feig is one of the executive directors. And he actually directs usually one or two. He directed the pilot. And when he directed the pilot, there was a scene at the very end of the pilot where some fireworks go off by mistake. And my direction is to go run into this outhouse. And the whole town is built on a historical outhouse that some military guy built back during the Revolutionary War. But anyway, to go to the outhouse. And Paul said to me, he says, hey, he says, you'll have to direct yourself. He says, I'll have a cameraman over there watching, but you go ahead and direct yourself. That was dangerous.
Wow.
So what I did was I did the entrance and well, I went to the camera guys and I said, do me a favor, keep it rolling beyond where you think you should cut. All right, let me cut it. He says, okay. So I went into the outhouse, took my pants off down around my ankles, and came out of the outhouse with my pants around my ankles, running away, pulling them up as I go away. So when he looked at the dailies, he cracked up, the rushes, he cracked up, and that's what they kept in the final
Oh, wow.
cut.
So full moon or what? Or is it just the reaction?
No, it's very discreet. I got sweatpants, sweatshirt to cover my ass, and I'm just pulling them up, and then so when I pull them up over the sweatshirt. But long story short, I think Paul likes that kind of spontaneity that I learned doing an indentured apprenticeship at Adult Swim.
Huh.
So, like I said before, I do it. So since then, I've been a recurring character on it, and I've done 15 episodes. So
Wow.
it's been fun. And he uses cute little things like for the hot summer scene, I'm laying in a kiddie pool drinking a beer, reading a book. Not a word of dialogue, And that's just fine with me.
Well, I gotta check out all of Welcome to Flatch, because I may have heard of it and everything, but wow, yeah.
Well, it's probably my biggest thing right now, Welcome to Flatch.
Yeah.
But it's streaming on Amazon first season and streaming on Hulu second season. And Fox TV, that's where we were on Fox, Thursday nights on Fox. Fox says they will decide on season 3 when the writer's strike ends. So,
okay.
I don't know. Fingers crossed. We haven't got great numbers, but like most of my stuff, it's a cult following. And we got Sean Scott Williams.
Wow.
We got Jamie Presley and a couple of young kids that steal the show. They own the show. They're the leads. The one character, and I'll tell you some of the one character's name is Shrub. He was called Shrub because his father used to drink Busch beer.
Is that Sean William Scott's character or one of the kids?
No, actually, Sean William Scott is the town priest.
Really?
And he fathers these two and guides them and tries to keep them out of trouble.
Huh.
Yeah, it's fun. It's interesting. He has another episode I enjoyed doing was called Naked Lady Day, where they have art classes in church, and in the church basement they have art classes, and so the art instructor brings in a naked lady, and they're all going to draw a naked lady. So it's a funny show.
That's awesome.
But it's not kicked ass in the ratings. I mean, it's okay. We added Jamie Presley in the second season as a real estate agent. So it's just an interesting show. It's shot as a mockumentary.
Okay, yeah. As so many things are nowadays, it feels like. I don't know. I'm trying to remember what started. Arrested Development, maybe it was The Office that started all with that, but yeah.
Yeah.
Huh.
At any rate, that's written by Jenny Fix, the woman that did The Greatest Showman, and what else did she? She does a bunch. I have to look at her resume. At any rate, that's the only good stuff I'm pushing right now. Everything's slow, and I'm enjoying some time off. Just playing around doing things.
Well, like you said, it's all dessert, it's all gravy on top now.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Well, a lot of these viewers will help us get Welcome to Flatch another season. Everyone watch it. I'm going to watch it.
Yes.
Man. And so, William, thanks for your time. Really
Well, thank
appreciate
you.
it.
I appreciate the chance to talk to your fans.
Oh, for sure. It's all synergy, baby. And who knew that you were the kind of secret king of Atlanta,
No, I'm just
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thanks for everything. You take care.
Take care.
And we'll be right back after this brief message. This portion of that Kev1 show is supported by Bohemian Dream Gifts, made with organic and natural oils that nourish and hydrate your skin. Man, I don't know if it's the weather outside or the gym that was killing my skin, because my right elbow on the, it itched like the Dickens, like I was becoming like the lizard from Marvel Comics. I think it's that machine where you put your elbow in and do the lifts, for the bicep. But I was itching my skin like crazy during, well, I won't say who because I don't want them associated with rough skin, with one of our guests here in the near future here. But my right elbow was getting ashy and coming up, getting red and irritated. Anyway, I used some of the promotional cookie dough body oil from Bohemian Dream Gifts that they gave us, and my skin, I'm not kidding, came back. I can vouch for that one. The cookie dough oil body oil. The cookie dough body oil brought my skin back to life like an Evanescence song. I'm not kidding. My skin is smooth and happy again. 100%. You can buy cookie dough oil on Etsy at the Bohemian Dream Gifts shop. Check out their other stuff as well, but that's one that I swear by now. And as soon as my promotional one runs out, I'm going to order some myself. So go to Etsy and visit the Bohemian Dream Gifts shop today. And now, back to the show. It's with a heavy heart we report that comic legend John Romita has died. He's, of course, widely considered the quintessential Marvel artist who brought to life the core Marvel universe with, obviously, Stan the Man Lee. My copy of How to Draw Comics the Marvel Way by Stan Lee and illustrated completely by John Romita Sr. is still on my bookshelf. Well, my father's bookshelf in Clackamas, Oregon, unless he got rid of it. I still remember to this day all those illustrations, and I'm not the greatest at drawing still to this day, even though I always love to envision it. I like to try to pretend I'm as good as like Eric Larson or something like that, or another artist who drew the Marvel Way, that extreme, really quote cool end quote style, exaggerated, muscly, very dynamic. If you don't know, that's what they mean by the Marvel Way. I remember the poster I had in my room, besides the Master of the Universe poster, at my dad's house. Childhood divorce. More on that later. We'll have a therapist on one day. Just kidding. Well, man. But I had a poster of the Amazing Spider-Man, in that cool font and everything. That the great Across the Spider-Verse brought to life too, with the same font for Spider-Man. But I always remember that, and Spider-Man's hanging upside down with his rogues gallery, or a lot of his rogues. Like Carnage wasn't created yet by then, I don't think, but Venom might have been in it, which was really cool. Some of the newer ones like that, drawn by John Romita there. But of course, the Sinister Six and stuff. Anyway, the rogues gallery of Spider-Man was beneath him, and Spider-Man's pointing with a thumb like behind him, upside down for our perspective, looking straight on at him. But he's hanging upside down, pointing with his thumb toward the villains, going, "Hey, nobody said saving the world would be easy, and the world's a darker place without him." But yeah, we'll always remember him fondly. He's survived by his talented son, John Romita Jr., who a lot of comic fans may or may not realize is his son. He always signs his art JR. I always remember that, like, that's how I put together even as a kid, like, that's John Romita's son, He drew a lot of X-Men characters, if you didn't know. He actually drew my favorite Punisher run to date with Warzone, especially the great storyline where Frank Castle goes undercover. And Warzone was, Warzone was ironically, that title was lifted for the Punisher film starring Ray Stevenson as Frank Castle, and rest in peace Ray Stevenson, who died within 2 weeks of John Romita. Ray Stevenson, well, you should all know him. You all know him, even if you don't know him by name. He's this really imposing figure, of course, played Frank Castle in Punisher, so you probably know him from that. But he was in like the G.I. Joe sequel, that was really great. He played Firefly in that. He chewed scenery in everything he was in, and of course the 3 Thor films from Marvel, the first three Thor films, not the fourth is what I kept getting in my mind. He was in the first 3 where he was killed. He's one of the Warriors 3, Volstagg, with a big fake red beard in those films. You might remember what else was he in where you saw more of his face?
Well, he was the big bad in a season of Dexter. He was really great in that. So look for all those. Yeah. Not to bring the show down at all, but those talents will be missed, but always appreciated.
Thanks again to William Tokarsky, and on next week's show from Joker 2 with Harley Quinn, this season of The Eric Andre Show, and Tropical Cocktails, star Carl Solomon. Night, everybody.